ideas and for innovation. Okay, so then finally, the question is, does size matter? All right, we are small. Just now I was talking about China, India, even Indonesia, right? Even Vietnam now is 90 million. Okay, and Malaysia is only 26, and we are only 1.6. So of course the advantage of size is bigger market, bigger labor pool, lower cost, but rising, even Vietnam. Okay, overheating, because if the economy is really, you're raving too fast, you're going to be overheated. But I say that small is bountiful. Not just small is beautiful. There was a book that called Small is Beautiful, right? It's an environmental friendly concept. But it's small and bountiful because why? We are more nimble, Being small means that we can change. We are more flexible. But we can also be more focused. Okay? And but what we must understand is that we can't do everything and anything. Okay? Don't try to do everything. Don't try to compete with China on everything. But we can compete against China on something that we're good about. So what matters most is actually our performance. It's not the size. Alright? So then finally I just want to show you what happened in the last 28 years for which we have statistics in terms of our investment. Okay? You look at the 80s, there's a rise in investment in the 80s due to the investment from China. Okay? Then starting in the 90s, China came up very strong. Then we're affected. Then by 98, when we pegged the ringgit, right? From last time, although it was floating, 2.5 to 3.8. Immediately we have a huge increase in investment, all right. Then after that, in 2001, there is a dot-com crash because there was a big crash of the electronics industry. Okay, then we went down. Okay, in fact, the foreign investment went down even more. This is total investment. Okay, we went down so that in 2003, 2004, we went down. Although at that time, that value there is still higher than our investment in the 80s and the average even of the 90s, of the early 90s. But it was going down. You can see zoom going down from the peak going down, right? And that's when we actually, by 2001, 2002, we realized that we are in danger, real danger. So we formulated a lot of new strategies like MSC, Multimedia Super Corridor, right? We get into Penang. We go into biotech, medical devices. We started to push a lot of things on software, etc. Then we started to get results. 2005, it went up to 4.6 billion, and then 5.3 billion. And then, in fact, we have been working on this momentum that although there was a bit of a decline, slight decline in 2007, okay, but nonetheless, 2008 we were able to sustain, right? 2007 we able, but 2008, the first 3 months, January to March, we got 4.7 billion, okay. And if we can keep up the momentum, actually, I think this year we might break 10 billion, okay, based on the efforts that we have done in the last 2-3 years, okay, because of the momentum. See, when you promote investment, some of it takes 2 years, 3 years to court, It's like courting your girlfriend. Some people take 7 years, okay? But some investment actually took a long time. Some investment went away and then they came back, all right? It's a lot of strategies involved, and you have to really work on it, okay? But we were able to actually, by 2007, ironically, in 2007, before the 2008 elections, we were very confident that the economy, in terms of big investment, was going to do well, okay? In a way, it was actually like what Chong Yu faced in 1990. You see, there's a big spike, 1.8 billion, in 1990 was when we actually was doing very well after we recovered from 1986. See, 1986 is right here, okay? Then we recovered to 1990, But that was the time when, again, it was an election, big election issues, all right? And Chong Yu lost, despite the fact that it was at the peak, right? So this time around, in a way, it was because of non-economic issues. The economy itself, yes, there are problems, but we are beginning to get a lot of interest in Penang and also in Malaysia. Why? Because China getting very costly, okay? Bottlenecks because overheated, okay? And the IP, intellectual property, is a big problem. India, attractive for software, but for manufacturing, not quite. They haven't put the act together. Vietnam, yes, a threat, right? But Vietnam also, the cost is rising very fast. I think if you go to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, you compare the cost 2 years ago to this year. It's amazing, it's more than double-digit growth, all right? It's 20-30% kind of inflation, all right? So that's why a lot of companies are beginning to look at Malaysia again in the last 1 to 2 years, okay? 1 to 2 years. So in fact, my last slide says that actually the future depends on all of us, actually, all right? Because the big promotion efforts by MIDA, MDEC, for Multimedia Super Corridor, MBC for Biotech, and also Penang. Since 2003, we actually really had a big effort from 2003 onward. We have built enough momentum to attract both foreign and local investment. All right. So Q1, that was January to March, already 4.7 billion. All right. With NASA and Anju, these are locals. For the first time, very huge investment by locals. But although Anju has also got some Japanese interest. Yeah. Then Honeywell, Ibidin, that was announced recently, but we worked on it in the last 2 years. And then very soon, we hope Samsung. Okay, Samsung has been talking to us for over a year now, right, to put in even 3.5 billion. So if you add up all of this, in 2008, I think we should be able to hit a real top, all right, of over 10 billion, over 10 billion. Not to take into account all the small ones, Now the smaller ones are talking about tens of millions. Even Honeywell, actually 100 million is not big, okay? But Honeywell is actually a very big name in avionics, okay? The aerodynamics controls and all that, which is new. And that's why we're very excited about it. In fact, we were hoping that we're going to take up the new building or the empty building of Seagate, right, in Pride. We're working on it, but they decided on the new factory. That's why it took a longer time. All right. So that's what we are trying to do, I think, in that sense. So if we keep, but what is important is not just the government. Government is important, all right, but our own local people's fighting spirit and our innovation, okay? Our ability to have our supply chain to be further enhanced and expanded. I think that would be the key. That would be the real key. Okay? So of course we need a stable political environment, social environment, That's why, my real concern on March the 8th, okay, was to make sure there's no huru hara, right? There's no problem, okay? Because any delay may cause a lot of problem, okay? So that's why it's very important, security, right? Safety. These are issues that will enable us to continue to grow, all right? Irrespective of changes in politics, okay? So that's how I would sum up. I think I would rather have a dialogue and have a chit-chat with you rather than to have a monologue.